let's rank the divisions, shall we?
Let's do that.
By quarterback quality, top to bottom. We're going to go top 3, both of us, our own personal top 3. Myles, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to go with
3.
the NFC. Number 3, yes, NFC East. And that's because they've got the Super Bowl winner, Jalen Hurts. They've got a franchise-looking QB in Jaden Daniels. I mean, he had an outstanding rookie year, and I don't want to take anything away from him, but I don't want to go too far, you know? And then we've got a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback in Dak Prescott. I mean, and I know that some people may be insulted by that, but that's who Dak Prescott is. And now he's got the injury history, and it's just going to get tougher and tougher and tougher as he gets older and older and older. And then Russell Wilson and James Winston with the Giants. Like, okay, that's dragging us down a little bit, but I think, especially from a top heavier perspective, like that's a good number 3 to me. What do you got, Mike?
Well, and I thought about the NFC East, but I'm a big believer in the weakest link destroying the chain. And I think right now the Giants situation causes that chain to have the pieces fly everywhere. I'll go NFC West as number 3 for me right now, because you've got Matthew Stafford, who is underrated and still underpaid, if and when they ever do that contract. And as of last week, Sean McVay said it was on Jimmy Sexton's desk. There's no, like, I would have insured if I'm Matthew Stafford, I'm getting that damn contract signed the day that we had our renewal of vows, right? I'm getting the vows spoken out loud that day. But Stafford, Kyler Murray, who I think is going to rebound this year now that he's removed from the ACL injury by about, a year and a half, almost 2 years. Brock Purdy, who's going to be a $50 million a year quarterback, regardless of whether or not he should be getting $50 million a year. And then Sam Darnold, who was 14-3 last year. So top to bottom, NFC West, number 3 for me. Who's number 2 for you?
Okay, so the way you're looking at it is a little bit different than the way I look at it. Like, I think if the top is really, really good, then that sort of balance that pushes everybody else up.
That's your prerogative, sir.
Okay. Yes, so that's going to change what our rankings are.
It was top to bottom, not average, top to bottom.
Okay,
that's how I look at it.
All right. That's, but I mean, are there rules here? You know,
no,
I mean,
there aren't. The rules are there are no rules.
Exactly. So I'm going to give you my number 2, which is the AFC West. And so the way I look at it, you've got Patrick Mahomes, right, who gives the entire division a push up, right? And he is a perennial MVP candidate, especially if they've, got uninjured receivers around him. Justin Herbert, arm talent through the roof. But I'm sorry, like, the last thing I saw from him was that game at Houston, and oh my goodness, that game was really, really bad. Bo Nix, up and coming. I love that he's with Sean Payton. That seems to be a really good fit, and it was, I thought, going into the draft. And then you got Geno Smith, who is a really good quarterback, Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. We'll see if being with Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, that receiving core, what it turns into, what that looks like. But I think that's a really good division, but I don't think it's the best.
I don't disagree with that. And look, I've got them on my list. The question is, are they 2 or are they 1?
Yeah.
I'll go NFC North, number 2 for me.
Okay.
You've got Jared Goff. You've got Caleb Williams, who I think is going to become top 10, maybe top 5 under the tutelage of Ben Johnson. You've got Jordan Love, who wasn't quite as good last year as it was the year before, but he's still got the potential to be great. And then you've got, you know how we see the depth charts where they'll have right? You've got J.J. McCarthy or Aaron Rodgers as the starting quarterback in the Minnesota Vikings, and it's more likely to be J.J. McCarthy. And when you consider the influence of Kevin O'Connell on whoever the quarterback is, it's going to make the Vikings quarterback pretty damn good when it's all said and done. So top to bottom, NFC North, number 2 for me. And I think you have a feeling where I'm going to go at number 1. Go ahead. Make your
quarterback in the NFC North who's not in the NFC North. So, like, and you're talking about
he could
my
be.
criteria.
He could be.
Yeah,
it's part of the fun. I call it fun.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Give me number 1.
Anyway, my number 1 is the AFC North, because you have 2 elite quarterbacks in Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. And yes, the rest of the division is sort of question mark right now, especially when it comes to my Cleveland Browns. But if you have two guys, right? You got Lamar Jackson, multiple-time MVP winner. Maybe you should be a 3-time MVP winner, depending, on who you talk to, whatever. Certainly was deserving, as was Josh Allen, in my opinion, in this last year, but the voting was weird. And then you have Joe Burrow, who not only is a great quarterback in his own right and really like put up MVP caliber numbers, but then he also has Jamar Chase. They retain T. Higgins. They got Gesicki as Joe Burrow wanted. And when you have those two guys in that division and they can battle it out, and we'll see who is the best quarterback in that division, like for years and years and years to come, that to me pushes them to number one, because they're, in my mind, the only division that has two bona fide elite QBs.
Well, we definitely, and I'm not criticizing, I'm just stating facts. We definitely had different interpretations. You went with average. I went with, if you have one who's caca, you don't have a strong top to bottom quarterback division. And the other half, and look, if we are going to go on average, there is a chance Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett drag Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson down just enough to make it beneath the, I don't know, whatever the worst division would be right now. I'm going AFC West because you've got Patrick Mahomes. You've got Bo Nix, who has shown the potential that he's going to be the new age Drew Brees. You've got Justin Herbert, who I don't know why the hell he's yet to really have a big game since that epic Week 17 when he converted umpteen fourth down plays, and they're going back and forth with haymakers and body blows in that Raiders game. But it just feels like he's got the potential to pop one of these days. And then you got Geno Smith, who is woefully underrated. So top to bottom, no weak links, AFC West, my number one. And it's good. It's good that we had two different criteria, because it would have been a boring exercise. Otherwise, we'd have had the same damn three. Well, I would have just been, okay, I agree. Okay, I agree. It was better this way.
Yes, of course it was better this way, but this is the way that things usually go between you and I.
All right, but that's okay. If you're used to being wrong, I'm used to being right.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. And off we go. All right, everything I do is right, even when I'm wrong. Haven't you figured that out?
Yes,
I'm paying. Well, but no, I'm just saying. It's like when in Rome. When in Rome, like everything you do is right, even when it's wrong. Except when you mean it to be wrong, then you're right. And
it's a Seinfeld
Rome. No, it's not a Seinfeld bit. It's a sad commentary on the current state of our world. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.